Well, it's been a while since I've tried to put out a video, but I thought I'd kind of update you a little bit on what's going on. Plus, I am going to start another video today, so here's the update. My wife just retired. I've been retired for a while, so we're trying to sell the house and move. And in that process, the first thing they tell you to do is, get rid of clutter and that kind of stuff. So we've been packing and taking things apart and getting things ready to go as much as we can. So we did that, and the house went up for sale. Hasn't sold yet, but we're hopeful. But all of that has taken some time. It's taken weeks basically to do that. And I really haven't had time or the inclination to come out in the shop and work on these kind of projects that I normally do. So I think the only two things I've done lately are the birds that sat in one of our porch lights, had a bird's nest in it, and I put a couple, I think a total of maybe a minute of the little birds in there. But other than that, nothing woodworking and nothing of any real interest to anybody has been going on here, I guess, other than my wife and myself. So I got tired of not coming into the shop. The weather's good. It's not real hot yet out around here, so I came out here and I looked around, and about the only thing I could get to with any ease was the scroll saw, and I do like scroll sawing, so it was over here, and I moved it over here, and I think I have a project that I'd like to try, because even though my patterns and stuff have been boxed up and filed away, and it's one thing to know which boxes things are in, but I don't. So I'd have to just kind of randomly go through the shop boxes to find the tools and the patterns and all that kind of stuff. But I did have one thing left out that I hadn't boxed up yet, and that was this thing. And it's an old workbook or coloring book or whatever you want to call it of I don't know if I bought it for me or if I bought it for my daughter when she was little or whatever, but it's really old. And it's got coloring things and dot to dot things and that kind of stuff. But I've always looked at some of these, this one in particular, and I thought, well, geez, that would be kind of neat as an intarsia project maybe, or a segmentation project, something like that. So I found this, and then I got to thinking, okay, I can get to the scroll saw, so I moved it out. I got this thing, and I made on the copier in the house, I made a copy of the pattern. And I got to think, well, maybe what my project will be is not just an intarsia or segmentation, but I'm going to do both. I'm going to try to do both. I'm going to do the same design, which is Fred Flintstone, and I'm going to do one as a segmentation, one as an intarsia, and I'm going to see how that turns out. So if one looks any better than another. And I'm not real good at patterns. I don't know how to modify patterns real well. It's not something I do, but I'm not going to pay somebody to do this with this one. I just want to give it a shot. So anyway, and maybe I'll show you some stuff in a minute about what the shop looks like here. But all my intarsia woods, all the hardwoods, all the colored woods, the padukes, and all of that. Two things about that. One, good size stuff I have wrapped up over here to get ready to move. And then I had boxes and boxes of the little parts that you save or you wind up with that come off of old intarsia projects. And I had literally boxes of these things, and I couldn't justify paying to have those kinds of things moved, so I threw them away. Now I wish I had them back, because I could use a lot of them, I think, on this, but I don't have those anymore, so I'll have to see what I can do. I don't know if I'm going to open stuff or not. But I did go out for the intarsia, or not for the intarsia, for the segmentation, and I bought one good size poplar board, and that should fit on there pretty well. Or better than, it's more than I need, but that's the way I do it. So I'm going to be starting that, and that's what this is all going to be about. Now I'm going to move the camera around just to show you what I'm going to have to deal with. I think the hard part is going to be the sanding, because all my sanding stuff is boxed. So I'm going to have to find somehow to do that. And that's my biggest concern right now. Because, like I said, I got the scroll saw out, so I should be good there. Sanding is always going to be a problem. But anyway, let me move the camera around. I'll show you what I have to deal with here, and then we'll go on from there. Okay. Here you can see all the old, or not old, but all my wood all wrapped up and ready to go. And it's going to be extremely hard to get into that. And here's all the other boxes, and my planer is way in the back over there, right here. So if I have to flatten something, I'm going to be in trouble, because that's going to take a lot of work to get this stuff out of there. And everything's just in a bad situation here. Okay, this is the other side of the room. And obviously here's the scroll saw, and I have the chair here. This is boxed materials that are not necessarily woodworking, but they're just stuff that's out here and I can't get to. The bandsaw is available to me. The grinder is available to me here, which I never use, but it's just heavy and hard to box. And then I have this sander, which can help a little bit, but it's not going to help with any kind of shaping. It's just a belt sander. Okay, and right here is the table I used to use when I put projects together. I tore the top off. I was going to take the top with me and leave this here or throw it away. Now I don't know. But anyway, so I don't really have a work table. This table used to be a reloading table, and all that stuff has been boxed up. Maybe I can clear that off and work on that, I don't know. And then little chop saws back here. And that's about all the tools I have access to, really, at this point. Alright, so here's all the boxes with all the sanding materials. I may be able to get some sanding material out of these. I'm not sure yet. The boxes that you see may not actually contain what the box says it does, so it's going to be difficult. Okay, so the good news is I did find a orbital sander, so I can at least smooth out this board a little bit before I actually start cutting. It was pretty much on top, so I'm glad I found this for sanding purposes. The other thing is, on the board that I have, if you can see this, there's a cup right here. It bows like that. Now, normally I'd try to straighten that out before I got started on anything, but like I've said, everything's piled up and locked away. Now, this one is going to be used for the segmentation, so I don't think I'm going to have that much of a problem with that kind of a bow. Because what I'm thinking is I'll take the pattern and I'll put it on the so that the bow goes like this. The bow is like going, let me see if I can get that in the camera. It goes like this. So that kind of brings Fred's stomach out. And his stomach's a lot like mine. It is always a lot closer to the camera than maybe his elbows are. So anyway, I'm going to try to use that bow in helping me with the shaping of Fred Flintstone.